Do you give Professor Ford one more day to decide whether or not to testify next week?
Oh, I don't think they can. I would just presume politically she has up until Monday to respond. Up until the moment of the vote, she can respond. I never thought there should be a public hearing about this. It should have been handled through private investigations and private committee hearings. But she has a choice whether to participate, practically speaking, up till Monday, whether or not Senator Grassley specifically authorizes it. This is all brinksmanship going on now, but she can respond tomorrow, practically speaking, and she wants to testify on Wednesday as opposed to Thursday or Monday, whatever the day is.
If you're Brett Kavanaugh, don't you want whatever witnesses she says she has brought up, because your position is this never happened? It may have happened to her, but it wasn't me. I wasn't even where she says she was. So bring on whoever she wants, because nobody's going to place me at that party because I wasn't there. And I want this to be completely clear. I want no speculation that anybody was insulating me from any kind of truth. And if I get on that court, I get on with a clean conscience and a clean legacy.
Well, that's assuming you've got fair-minded people questioning both sides. And it's pretty clear that his Democratic opponents don't believe what he says. Any hearing is not going to change that. And if I'm Brett Kavanaugh, I don't want a show trial that is going to destroy my reputation in the eyes of many Americans without good reason.
But how do they decide on a he said, she said, Tom?
Well, like
if they're both credible, how do you decide?
You do it in a private hearing and let them debate what they found out in a public forum if they so choose when they go to a vote. If anyone were listening to me, I would have told them to have the FBI go interview both witnesses, at least Kavanaugh and his accuser, quickly. And then if anyone else needed to be interviewed, that could have been done quickly. And then they could have discussed it with the committee in private and then moved it along. And I think that's still a possibility, but they got to get the vote done. To have a witness come in at this late date and allow that whole process to be gamed by opponents of Kavanaugh in a dishonest way, I think could blow up the confirmation process for decades to come.
I think the only check on that would be that all the senators have to vote ultimately when it gets out of committee, and this is going to be something they're probably going to hear and know about themselves. But absent that, you're certainly more progressive than what we're getting out of the committee right now.
Well, there are 3 senators or 4 senators in the Republican caucus who are going to want more information, and it's fair they get more information. Right. The question is, I attended the Kavanaugh hearing for at least a little bit. It was a nightmare, Chris. I mean, that screaming is very much mitigated by the television cameras. It's violent, it's disruptive, and I don't think anyone should have to go through that, especially given the circus atmosphere that's beginning here. Either the witness against Mr. Kavanaugh or Mr. Kavanaugh himself.
Well, look, we'll grab some tea sandwiches and tea sometime, and we'll have a long discussion about why I think the entire confirmation process is a sham with both parties on both sides every time since Bork. We'll take that up in private. Tom Fitton, appreciate your take.
You're welcome, Chris.
All right.